Good morning. It's the Call Flow Radio Show, and you're on the air.
Well, good morning. It is your Friday, this March 14th, and welcome to the Call Flow Radio Show. The number for the show, if you want to participate, is 434-394-0924. This is Chris Wood with you. We're going to ask you to hold off on your calls for the first half of the show because we do have a very distinguished guest in the Francis E. Wood studios here. It's Doug Stanley, administrator of Prince Edward County. And we welcome you back, Doug.
Good morning, Chris. How you doing this morning?
I'm doing all right, I think.
I've got my free Wawa coffee to help get me going this morning.
All right. And how is that?
It's great.
And how's the new Wawa? I haven't had a chance to get out there yet.
I've been out there, half dozen times, and they every time I've been in it, the place has been packed. So far, so good. Looks like they've had a good kickoff.
Well, that's wonderful. That's great. And you got a chance to see the eclipse this morning.
I was saying earlier, my dog got me up about 3 to go to the bathroom and got out and got a great shot of that kind of blood moon. It was a beautiful, eerie sight.
Yes, it was. I didn't quite get to see the full effects of it, but I was up early as well and got a glimpse of it. So, it's quite a thing, Mother Nature. Now, let's get down to business here. You guys met, and tell us what's going on.
Well, so, we had to cancel our February meeting due to inclement weather, and so the 7 public hearings that were scheduled for February got pushed to March, plus we picked up some additional, obviously, county work for March. So the board held 7 public hearings. Wow. They approved an amendment to Chapter 70 of the county code regarding land use and basically moved land use from a 6 to a 4-year cycle. Land use, like if you're a farmer and you keep land under agricultural use, you can apply for land use, which is a lower value. So it's an incentive program for farmers. So we subsidize farmers to basically buy down their taxes to help it be a little more affordable for them as farmers. It's a great program. It keeps it out of development. And if they, for some reason, have to sell the land for development, there's a rollback where they have to pay part of that back for a few years. So we changed the program up a little bit to try to match the 4-year reassessment cycle that we've gone to now. And that got approved by the board. Board also approved a budget amendment. As you know, we're in the process of renovating the Prince Edward County Elementary School. We had to do a budget amendment to appropriate about $15.5 million that were bond proceeds for one of the funding mechanisms we're using to pay for the renovation. Okay. We've already spent, I think, $6 or $7 million. So the project is well underway, and hopefully you'll start to see some steel coming out of the ground here in the next
that's
month.
Exciting.
It is. It's part of that. 2 buildings got torn down. There's a new central wing that ties those 9 individual buildings together. So that'll start coming out of the ground here in the next month. The board approved an ordinance amendment to allow for commercial kennels by special use permit in the College Residential District. The Mulveys, which that's the new baseball coach at Hampton-Sydney College, his wife in their previous location had operated basically a doggy daycare. Sometimes she'll keep dogs overnight, but she wants to do that here at Hampton-Sydney. So we had to do an ordinance amendment. And then we also had a public hearing, and the board approved a special use permit. So she will be permitted to have about a half dozen dogs that can come and stay. Folks in the Hampton-Sydney community, they're at work and they want their dogs to have fun during the day.
Doggy daycare, of course.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
I know, our dog goes to Four Paws sometimes. It's great to have an opportunity like that. But I think it's good for the Hampton-Sydney community. There was, some concerns from some of the close-by neighbors, but we've got some conditions on the permit that we think will ameliorate or address any significant issues. But it is, she seems to know exactly what she wants to do and how she'll take care of it. And congratulations to them, and they'll be building a house hopefully in the next year out there at Hampton-Sydney. So,
great.
Welcome to the community. The board also approved a special use permit it's called Cardinals Roost LLC. And they are looking to do a little commercial campground to consist of 12 geodesic domes. There are these little domes on a deck, a wooden deck, that'll be out in the woods. They'll have a central bathroom unit. They'll have fire pits and hot tubs, and you can go out and rent a dome for the night. It is a pretty unique looking thing. I'll try to show you a picture here in a second, but it's another option for glamping.
Yes.
There's a couple shots of it, and
oh my goodness, those are really cool looking.
He's got a very. I'll tell you what. The proprietor, he's got a great business plan, and it's another way for us to bring tourism into Prince Edward. It's another option for people to look for a place to stay in the community. We've got Sandy River in the tents. We've got lots of Airbnbs. We've got hotels. We've got boutique hotels like the Wino.
We've got igloos now.
Yeah, basically, yes. So I think. Again, it's going to expand the accommodation options we have for Prince Edward, tie us right into the tourism and recreation that we've got for the community. So the board approved that, and hopefully in the next year, he'll be able to move forward with that. It's located down on CC Camp Road in Meharon. So it's a good little 25-minute or so haul from downtown. But
right. Well, if you just for a weekend getaway, even if
absolutely.
It's close by if you need anything, but yet you're away from everything.
I think for us, a lot of the people that are going on Facebook and the website looking for what we have to offer coming from the Richmond metro area, you're right. People can come out and get out in the woods for the weekend and enjoy themselves. So excited for that. We had a very, I'll say, long and contentious. We had probably about 40 speakers on the Gabriel Solar Project. That was in the paper. I think it'll be coming out today. That was project was 7-1 vote to turn that down. And, I think the board members had concerns regarding details of the project and the developer's reputation. Energix has had some issues at some of their other sites, including one nearby in Buckingham. We had put conditions, we thought, in the permit to address a lot of those issues, but it's the board's decision. And, we'll see what Energix does with that. We've got other solar projects out there that are looking in Prince Edward. And the key is always not every location's ideal.
That's right.
And this one had quite a few residential properties in the area, and that brought out a lot of folks that had concerns and spoke. And that's what public hearings are for.
Absolutely. You've got to have a voice.
At the meeting, the board also approved our 2025-2027 capital improvement plan, 9 projects totaling about $14.3 million. The new animal shelter is the most significant project. The board also, we had a public hearing on that back in January, and they tabled action, and part of that was due to the supervisor for the lead district, Jerry Townsend, wanting to make sure that the Verso compactor site was added to the list of projects to be approved. We set a goal a few years ago of trying to upgrade all of our compactor sites. The Rice site was the first one. We went in and paved it. We put in a leachate collection system to come off the compactors. We put in new fencing, new lighting, security cameras, paved it, really dressed it up. Next one's going to be the Worsham dump site. And then in a couple of years, we're hoping to build one in Prospect, and then Verso would be the fourth one to be upgraded. So that was the one addition, was adding Verso on the back end of that 5-year capital improvement plan. The board appointed Bernetta Watkins to the Board of Equalization. The Board of Equalization will start to meet here in April. They're the next, I'll say, buffer for folks that got reassessment, that have questions or concerns about how high their property went, or maybe how low their property went. The board also recommended Anthony Wardell to the Circuit Court to be put on the Board of Zoning Appeals. And we have advertised, we have a vacancy on the Planning Commission from districts, I believe, 1 and 8. And we'll be out advertising for those here in the next month. The board approved a clerk's office preservation grant of $29,900 to upload 47 county deed books for online searches. That project was completed back in December. And we've also approved some additional resolutions and stuff for the Industrial Access Park. The board set the pay for the Board of Equalization for $100 a day and $50 per half day. That's the members get paid. They're giving up their time and possibly work to be able to do that. They also approved at a request an additional appropriation of $14,500 for Madeline's House. Madeline's House is our domestic violence shelter here in the community.
It's been around a long time.
It has, but you remember it went under, and STEPS, which is our community action agency for the region, stepped up and took on operation and kind of renovation of Madeline's House. Lots of volunteers. I know my Rotary Club, a lot of volunteer hours were put into helping paint and get that facility ready to be reopened. They had asked last year for a budget of $20,000, and the board had approved $5,500, in part because Madeline's House wasn't open yet. And they said, the answer was, come back if y'all were able to get open. Well, they opened late fall last year. So they came back and have asked us, they have indicated about 35% of the residents that have used the facility so far are Prince Edward County residents. So out of the 7 or so communities in the region, our folks are certainly taking advantage of the facility more than anybody else. Part of that's population, part probably is proximity. The facility being located here in Farmville and Prince Edward.
Yes.
More likely probably to use that. So, I think that's one of the things that,
I think Rudy Gerhardt would be very proud.
STEPS is doing a great job with it. Board also approved a number of appropriations for the sheriff's office, the public schools, and animal control for the purchase of a new vehicle, and approved some changes to our county landfill fee schedule. We had to go up. We pay right now, we're paying $175 a ton to have tires taken and recycled elsewhere.
Yes.
We were only charging $150, so we're losing money. So we had to increase the cost there for tires. So if you're a tire shop that's bringing a truckload of tires to us, that price went up by $25 per ton. And the board also affirmed.
How about 4 or 5 tires?
You pay, it's a weight issue. It's a weight issue. And every once in a while we'll do a cleanup day and take those for free. So pay attention to that. We also tag. Sometimes we have with our customers at landfill, folks don't pay their bill on time. Well, we have put into the fee schedule, if you don't pay within 30 days, then you'll get a notice and you'll potentially be paying a late fee. So to try to keep folks up to date on their bill cycle. So very, I'll say a busy meeting. I think I got out of there at 20 till 12.
Oh my gosh.
Tuesday night. So, part of that was the public hearings and part of that was, 2 meetings in one. So, you get what you get with the inclement weather, right?
Right.
A few other things going on. We had a prior to the meeting at 7 on Tuesday, we had a budget work session at 5:30. Dr. Joe Cox, who's the interim superintendent, who's been great to work with while he's been here this last year. He and the school board came in and presented their school budget. So now we've got, I think, all the pieces to start putting the final county budget together. We've got a meeting next week with our outside agencies. That's when they'll come in and make a presentation against groups like Madeline's House, what they need next year to operate the library, other agencies in the community. And once we get all that pieces together, we'll be able to hopefully put a final budget estimate together for the board and take a look at where we are. Preliminarily, I've told the board we're about $2.4 million off of where we need to be. Last year we were about $2 million off at this point, so I'm not too worried. But that does include the school board is trying to fund a 3 or 4% increase for the teachers and staff at the school system. So that's a big chunk of that deficit. But the board is committed to working. We'll work and try to work through that here over the next month and be able to advertise. We've got it's a reassessment year, so we've got to equalize the tax rate. We've seen assessments go up about 40% across the board. Everybody's a little excited about that. They have to understand we have to equalize the tax rate. Mm-hmm. So that 51 cents is going to drop basically by 40 cents. Anything over 40%, anything over that will have to be advertised as a tax increase. So there's a process there to do that.
It's all mud to me right now.
It is, but at the end of the day, we have a pretty conservative board. So
right,
the tax rate,
absolutely.
Tax rate's not going to move too much. So, but it's a process, and we have to work through it and try to meet the needs of outside agencies and school system and the needs of the county departments. Our treasurer's office last month did send out delinquent tax notices for 2024. So folks out there, if they were not, maybe for whatever reason, not able to pay their taxes, I encourage them, reach out to the treasurer. You can set up a payment plan and try to get caught up on your taxes. We have completed our FY 24 audit. That's the fiscal year that ended June 30 of last year. Mm-hmm. And the good news is the county ended up in the black again, and the county's doing well financially.
Sounds to me like it is. It sounds to me like we're a little bit growing a little bit too.
Prince Edward is growing a little bit. I want to say the residential side is hasn't really taken off, and that's one of the issues we've been talking about with the comprehensive plan. The 2050 population projections for not only Prince Edward but the whole region have us losing, or Prince Edward will maintain population, but really not growing. And I think that's one of the things that hurts us from an economic development standpoint. You need a little growth. You need to show more rooftops, more bodies, more people shopping. We are a regional hub. Mm-hmm. And so when you don't have growth in the region, it hurts us being able to market. People talk about we need a third grocery store, or we need, whatever else. You got to have some growth in there to be able to.
Well, we've got a Wawa.
You do have a Wawa. You do have a Wawa. When we talk about commercial, so Wawa and
the car wash,
Flagstop Car Wash have opened, and everybody is really excited about the car wash. I think.
Who was in here the other day? Chip Jones, maybe, or somebody was here. I think it was Chip. Anyway, he was saying that there were 20 cars or 30 cars wanting to get washed.
Well, they were smart. They offered free car washes, kind of like Wawa offering free coffee. Mm-hmm. I think they have a promotion where you can sign up for half price for 6 months. So I signed up $13 a month for 6 months. You can go wash your car as many times as you want.
That's great.
It's the equipment's great, and you can go out and you use the
vacuum,
mm-hmm. and they have a little air pressure thing to clean out little vents and stuff like that. So it's a great addition. I think folks have really,
especially after it snows and stuff like that. You got
absolutely.
Those chemicals on your car, and
we've got the Harbor Freight that should be open in the next month. Also, the Five Pillars Meat Project, the meat processing facility, is just about ready to open. And then, the county a couple months ago signed a purchase and sale agreement and master agreement to sell the HIP Park for a data center project to Avaya Digital. Avaya is now in their due diligence phase and working with Dominion Power on trying to assess how much power could be available for development of the site. So that's moving along as well. I mentioned earlier, county projects, our Worsham dump site. Hopefully by this late spring, summer, we'll be able to go out to bid on that project to upgrade that site. And again, we'll be working on our county animal shelter with our properties committee to look at, what the county can afford and what we need in the future. Mm-hmm. I say we build, our current shelter's 50 plus years old, just like the elementary school was 50 plus years old. Yeah. We build buildings for 50 plus years. So you want to make sure that you build a quality building because it's going to have to last you for a while.
Well, that's right. Just like libraries, you build them for future use too, but I understand that a lot of the libraries here are full.
Absolutely,
even the newer ones.
But again, with budget reassessment, all the economic activity, it's a busy time of year, but it's a good thing for Prince Edward to have activity, and so we're excited. I know the town's got Chipotle coming in. We've got good things happening both in town and outside in the county. So, let's keep our fingers crossed the year will continue.
Well,
like
all of
this.
that attracts, people. If you've got, like those domes,
That's right.
it
That's
attracts
right.
tourists in, and they spend money, and some of them may like it enough to move here. You never know.
Absolutely.
So that's great. Anything else you want to add?
No, I'm happy to stay around if you need me for any questions. Otherwise, I can take off. But
Okay. Well, get some sleep.
will do. And I appreciate, as always, being able to come in and talk about what's going on in the community and keeping you up to date.
We just
keeping our listeners
love
up to date.
having you here. It just sounds to me like you got your hands in a lot of projects. And
Some days it definitely feels like that.
yeah, but I know you've got a great staff, and you get it done.
A couple of closing things. So we just had a couple of community meetings last week on our comprehensive plan. We're wrapping up, which is a year-and-a-half long process to update the county's comprehensive plan. We have a page that's set up that shows the draft chapters. On March 3rd and 4th, at first at Moton and then at Hampton Sydney at Crawley Forum, we had public come in and go through a presentation, and there's a survey they can take. There's a link to the survey, I think, on the comp plan page, but encourage people to look at that. The board and planning commission will be meeting. Hopefully, later this spring, we'll be moving forward to public hearings on the new comp plan. So it's a great-looking document. We really we brought an outside vendor in to help us with the improve the visuals in the document, and so we're really excited about rolling that out. And again, it's talking about the 20-year vision for Prince Edward.
That's right.
And, and part of that is building on the economy. Part of that is improving housing opportunities in the community, improving job growth in the community, to strengthen Prince Edward and hopefully, position us to move forward here in the coming years.
Well, it sounds great. Now, what's the website?
Oh, Prince Edward. Well, it's a long one, but I think just go search Prince Edward County. But if you look under Planning and Comprehensive Plan and search for that, it'll take you right to the page.
Right to the
And we've got a link, I think, on our Facebook page we put up as well. If you go back to last week, there's a link.
Okay. All right.
All right.
That sounds great.
Thank you, Chris.
Oh, thank you. We always love having you here. And be safe. We appreciate you, and good luck.
Thank you.
All right. Take care. The WFLO forecast for Southside and Central Virginia. We'll see patchy fog before 10 o'clock this morning. Yes, I went through a bunch of that, and a little bit of mist as well. Then becoming mostly sunny today with a high near 61. For tonight, mostly cloudy with a low around 46. For Saturday, mostly cloudy with a high near 74. Saturday night, a chance of showers mainly after 2 a.m., mostly cloudy with a low around 62. That's really weird. South winds around 9 to 14 miles per hour with gusts as high as 22 miles per hour. So it's going to be breezy. Chance of precipitation is at 30%. For Sunday, showers likely, then showers and possibly a thunderstorm after 2 p.m. A high near 72 with a south wind around 17 miles per hour with gusts as high as 29 miles per hour. So the March winds are blowing. Chance of precipitation for Sunday is at 90%. For Sunday night, showers, possibly a thunderstorm, then a chance of showers with a low around 47. Your chance of precipitation on Sunday night is at 80%. And we'll wake up on Monday with a chance of showers before 8 a.m., then turning mostly sunny with a high near 61. Chance of rain is at 30%. So let's check our weather stats. Let's see. Our humidity is at 93%. We have winds coming in from the northeast around 3 miles per hour. Our barometer at 30.09 inches. We do have fog and mist outside. Our current temperature is at 38 degrees. So that's your weather forecast brought to you by the Bank of Charlotte County with branch locations in Phoenix, Charlotte Courthouse, Brookneal, and their loan office in downtown Farmville. Okay, it's 8:32. We've got our birthday and perhaps anniversary calendar coming up. It's brought to you this morning by Terry Atkins Wilson, PC.
The law office of Terry Atkins Wilson, PC, is located at 117 North Main Street in downtown Farmville. With deep roots in Farmville and our surrounding communities, Terry and her legal staff specialize in real estate law, wills and trusts, and business formations. Experience and professionalism are extended to every customer in every case. The needs and concerns of every customer are their primary focus. If you have legal needs, contact the law office of Terry Atkins Wilson, PC, for a consultation at 434-392-1422.
Thank you. The jazzy music.
The jazzy music. We've got it.
All right.
All right, John.
Here we go.
Okay.
Birthdays for today, March 14th. It's Friday. Trey Taylor having a birthday today. Madison Lee Gowen, Taylor Shackleton, and Tommy Adams all having birthdays today on the 14th. And then we move along to Saturday the 15th. Peggy Rosenthal. Does that sound all right? Yeah, I'm getting the nod on that. Dustin Gunn, Ruth Ann Horn. And let me now look at the other list that I have as we move on to the 16th, Sunday. This month is really flying by.
I know it.
Jeff Gwaltney, like Gwaltney hot dog or something like that. And Jake Fulcher. We also have on the 16th, wait a minute, let me make sure I didn't skip anything. Yes, I did. March 14th, I'm going back.
We are regressing.
Today, Irene Anderson of Farmville having a birthday today.
Okay. Happy birthday, Irene.
That's the problem with these multiple lists. I have to keep kind of going back and forth. So now, I can safely say I'm now back on the 16th. We're moving backwards and forwards. Here we go. Bobby Husky having a birthday on the 16th. Ray Duty having a birthday.
Oh, happy birthday to Ray. I know Allie's going to treat him good.
Yeah. And we also have Terry Arvik of Farmville has a birthday. A-R-V-I-K.
Arvik.
And that should do it. Yep. Birthdays for today, the 14th, 15th, and the 16th. And if you'd like to get yours on, send them the names, birthdays, anniversaries to birthdays@WFLO.net.
That was perfect timing. Right.
That's why they pay me the big bucks.
All right. Well, this edition of the birthday calendar brought to you by Terry Atkins Wilson. For the right legal advice, visit her at her office on Main Street in downtown Farmville. All right. Our time is 8:35. And we've got open lines right now, 434-394-0924. You want to check out some celebrity birthdays for today?
Certainly.
All right, let's do that. Let's see if we know any of these people. I think we probably do. Actor Michael Caine.
Oh, yeah.
He turns 92.
Wow.
Today. He voiced a character named Finn McMissile in Cars 2.
Did not know that.
Ah.
I know he played Austin Powers' dad in the Austin Powers movies.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's had a fantastic career.
Oh, yeah.
Also, comedian Billy Crystal turns 77.
Wow.
He appeared in Meg Ryan with a commercial for this year's Super Bowl where they reenacted their famous diner scene from When Harry Met Sally.
Yep.
I thought that was pretty cool. Pretty cool. All right, Billy Crystal. And we've got Betsy Brandt, who turns 52. Her early TV show appearances included episodes of Jag and Judging Amy.
I used to watch Jag.
Jag?
Yep. Judge Advocate General.
Oh.
It was a show, military, basically court kind of stuff. But a lot of it didn't happen in court. It was always something else where...
And their personal lives or whatever?
Well, I guess more of the investigating. You got some court stuff, but it wasn't like always just... It wasn't like Perry Mason or something like that where everything was in the courtroom.
Oh, right. Okay, I gotcha. All right, well, let's see. Who else is celebrating today? Actress Grace Park turns 51 today. And let's see, who else? Actor Corey Stoll, turns 49. And let's see, Jamie Bell turns, 39 today. He played Ben Grimm in the 2015 Fantastic Four film adaptation.
Didn't see that one, I don't think. Or what?
I don't know.
What year was it?
2015.
I don't think I saw that version of it. I saw the ones that came out just before it, I guess.
Yeah.
And now they've got another one coming out that they've just made.
They do. Oh,
Yep.
wow. Okay. Fantastic Four. I get them all mixed up.
Well, they keep redoing them after,
Yeah.
They don't wait as long as they used to.
Right. Olympian Simone Biles turns 28. She is so little. She returned to Olympics competition to win multiple additional gold medals in the 2024 games.
Well, it was like Mary Lou Retton. She was kind of small.
she was
Most of those
little.
Olympic
Yeah, they're tiny.
people are small.
Let's see here. Who else? I'm looking at the list. Country singer Michael Martin Murphy is 80 today. Mm-hmm. Former Chicago sax player Walt Parazater is 80 today.
Okay.
Actor Steve Cannelly of Dallas is 79. TV and radio personality Rick Dees,
One of my favorites.
74 today.
I always liked Rick Dees.
Country singer Jan Brown is 71. Actor Adrian Zmed is 71. Actor Tamara Tooney of Law & Order SUV is 66. Actor Elise Neal of All of Us is 59. Actor Gary Anthony Williams of Boston Legal and Malcolm in the Middle is 59. And actor Megan Follows of Rain is 57.
Aha.
And we're going to stop there because we do have a call
Okay.
coming in. We'll say good morning. You're on the Call Flow Show.
Well, so are you.
I am. I know I am. Hey, Henry, how are you?
I'm fine. Yes, indeed.
Is it foggy? Is it foggy in Lynchburg?
I don't know. I can't see.
Oh, okay.
No, it's not foggy
It's
here.
not foggy. Okay.
Not looking outside the window. It's sunny.
Oh, okay. So maybe the sunshine is coming our way.
Maybe so. Maybe so. It kind of reminds me of the doctor who told his nurse, "Tell the invisible man I can't see him today."
Okay. All right.
Yeah, right. There are a lot of kinds of different horses. There's different brands, different so forth.
Mm-hmm.
But do you know how to get an Appaloosa?
Do I know how to get an Appaloosa?
Yeah,
Untie him? I don't know.
No, you shake the tree.
Oh. Okay. All right.
That'll get the Appaloosa every time.
Okay.
Yeah, Tuscaloosa.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I always like to be friendly. The ocean is very friendly.
Mm-hmm. It waves at you all the time, right?
Yeah, it waves at everybody. Yeah, that's real neat.
Yeah.
Speaking of Noah, Noah reminds me of an owl with laryngitis. Yeah, and Noah reminds me of an owl with laryngitis. He just don't give a hoot.
There you go. His ears are burning wherever he may be.
Wherever he may be.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, he's
That's
walking around with a sign on his head which said vacancy.
Vacancy.
I know you're kidding. Right. Of course.
Of course. I heard that he sat down on an alarm clock, and he got tick fever.
Oh, my. I'm going to have to remember some of these so that I can tell him those. Yeah.
I tell you.
You got tick fever. That's great.
Yeah. I told
Alarming.
somebody.
It's alarming, yeah.
Alarming. Very good, Noah.
No, that's
good.
He
John.
thinks I'm Noah.
John is here today.
I won't take that as a personal insult at all.
Yeah, John Staten's with me today.
Good morning,
Excuse
Henry.
me, John.
That's okay, man.
Yeah. He's known as John when he's inside,
And, yeah,
but he's also known as an outdoor John
right.
back in the country. Yeah. I told somebody that John was driving me crazy, and they said, "Well, that's just a short trip."
Yeah. Short
Okay.
fellow, short trip.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a couple that attends Heritage Baptist Church, Mr. and Ms. Murphy. Jen Murphy is her name, and she called me and said that her husband was out of town and that she drove home after some shopping, and there was a strange car parked in front of her house. So she got out, walked over to that car, and there was a man sitting under the steering wheel. The window was down, and Jen's always, helping somebody. So she walked over to the car, and as she did, she said, the Holy Spirit said, "Be careful." So she walked up to the car, and the man asked her if she'd give him a ride to a gas station because he'd run out of gas. She told him, well, let her put her groceries in the house, and then she'd come back and take him to get gas. So she went in and called her husband, who was away on business. He was out of town. And she told him about the situation and that she didn't feel comfortable about it. So he told her to take his pistol with her outside, let him see it, and stay on the phone with him. So she went out with the phone in one hand, pistol in the other hand. The man looked and saw her coming, and he started the car and drove away, spinning a wheel.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
She knows then that the Holy Spirit was guiding her and her husband.
Mm-hmm.
Because who knows what might have happened.
That's true.
So anyway, I'll leave you with that serious note.
Okay. Well, thank you, Henry. We appreciate it.
All right. Lord willing, maybe I can call you again Monday.
Well, let's hope so.
All right. Well, y'all be blessed.
Okay. What's your phone number?
Call me if you'd like to talk with me about anything. My number is 414-0096. And before I sign off, I'd like to say a special howdy to my young friend, who is not as young as he used to be, but anyway, John Hodges and his mom,
Oh, yeah.
Margaret. Yeah.
Yeah, I know them. He's a nice guy.
Yes, they are, and they've been good to me. And in fact, they're coming up to do some things for me tomorrow. And so I just want to say publicly thanks to John and his mom, Margaret.
Mm-hmm.
So with that, I'll bid you adieu.
All right, Henry. Have a good weekend.
Thank y'all.
Take care.
Y'all
Mhm.
too.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Take care, Henry.
All right. That was Henry.
Yeah.
And speaking of John and Margaret, they're always nice.
Mm-hmm.
Nice speaking with Margaret. And she always gets the message to John, and he's right, Johnny on the spot, I should say. So anyway, that's great. All right, our lines again are open at 434-394-0924. I was checking through the birthdays, and let's see, we've got singer Kristen Bush of Sugarland. She's 55 today.
Okay.
Actor Daniel Gillies of The Originals and Vampire Diaries is 49. Chris Klein is 48. He's an actor. Actor Ryan Cartwright of Kevin Can Wait
Okay.
is 44. Actor Kate Maberly of Finding Neverland is 43. And singer keyboardist Taylor Hanson of Hanson is 42 today. I can't believe it. And that's about it for that.
All right.
Got some interesting facts about St. Patrick's Day,
Oh,
which is coming up on Monday.
Yeah.
Americans really rack up a significant bar tab on St. Patrick's Day.
Green.
Yep,
Give me a
green beer.
point, yeah.
Yeah. Americans were estimated to have spent a record-breaking $5.9 billion, with an average person paying $39.65. But it wasn't always a party holiday. It used to be a dry holiday. Up until the 1970s, St. Patrick's Day was considered a religious holiday in Ireland, meaning all the pubs in the country were closed, thanks to a law written by Parliament member James O'Mara. However, Ireland later realized that they could attract lots of tourists for the holiday.
Aha. Revenue.
And the green beer was suddenly free-flowing.
No one's celebrating. Celebrating. So we need to,
Yeah.
liven our spirits a bit.
Well, now, did you know that there are more Irish people in America than in Ireland?
I did not know that.
According to recent census data, there are 39.6 million Americans who list their heritage as primarily or partially Irish, compared to 6.3 million people in Ireland. A shamrock symbolizes what? Hope, love, and life. And we've got a
4-H.
no,
I'm just kidding. I'm just messing around.
home health, something anyway. Yeah, St. Patrick reportedly used shamrocks to explain the Holy Trinity, but later interpretations also said the three leaves are meant to symbolize hope, love, and faith. And let's see, if there's a fourth leaf, it symbolizes luck, which is why we consider four-leaf clovers to be lucky. Now, corned beef and cabbage has long been considered a special St. Patrick's Day dish. However, it isn't traditionally Irish. Now, pork was actually the preferred meat of Ireland, but early Irish immigrants to America found that beef was much cheaper, and they could easily cook the beef and cabbage in one pot. That is not my favorite meal.
Okay.
Corned beef and cabbage. No. Let's see here. Chicago dyes the river green every year for St. Patrick's Day. They use 40 pounds of powder, which reacts with the water to produce a green color. Don't worry, it's environmentally friendly. But that is kind of pretty. I've got a picture.
It is. Is that where that is?
In Chicago.
Yep, I knew they do that. It's in the movie, I believe, the one with Harrison Ford, Fugitive.
Oh, okay.
Because he ends up in a parade for St. Patty's Day when he's trying to get away from Tommy Lee Jones.
Yeah.
And that parade was real. They just so happened to be there filming it when so they actually got into the real parade. That wasn't a setup.
Oh,
or
wow.
wasn't staged at all.
Oh, that was impromptu.
Yes.
Wow.
And you can see the river dyed green. And somebody made the comment talking about the movie. Why don't they do that all the time? Dye it so it doesn't look so bad or something like that.
Well, which town hosts one of the biggest St. Patrick's Day parades in the U.S.?
I have no idea.
It's Boston.
Boston.
Yeah.
Your cousin
Oh,
from Boston.
That's because so many English.
English. I knew what you meant.
So many Irish immigrants settled. That's where they settled once they arrived in America, and the Irish spirit is still alive and well in the city. It hosts
Boston
one of
Celtics.
the biggest. Yep. Celebrations in the U.S., drawing around 1 million people to the parade, which is usually about 3 miles long. In contrast, Arkansas hosts one of the shortest St. Patrick's Day parades in Hot Springs National Park. It's only 98 feet. So that's
I
funny.
think Dylan's got him beat.
Do what?
Dylan's got him beat.
You think Dylan's got him beat?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, those are just some interesting facts about St. Patrick's
And you were
Day.
right about the 4-H. It's H, head, heart, hands, and health.
Right.
There you go. And hence 4-H.
Head, heart, hands, health. You
got
got it. All right. Our lines are open. 434-394-0924. And let's see. Let's check out some oddities maybe going on here. John?
Sloth gives birth to healthy pup at San Diego Zoo.
Wow.
I don't know what's so odd about it, but we'll click on it.
We'll click on it.
Cluck?
I can't talk today.
Let's see. The San Diego Zoo announced the birth of a sloth pup, the first of its species to be born at the facility since 2022.
Okay.
This is from UPI. The zoo said 12-year-old Xena, already a mother of two, gave birth to the newborn on February 8th. The pup is the first sloth born at the zoo since Xena's middle child, Colita, Colheita, Coletta, I don't know, was born in June of 2022. Sloth mothers are very in tune with the needs of their newborns and will allow their pups to cling to their chest after birth so they can be cleaned off and nursed.
Oh,
The zoo said Xena and her pup will spend time together over the next few months as the pup grows. And the zoo said the pup might eventually join Xena during presentations at Wildlife Explorers Base Camp. So there you go.
Wouldn't you just love to be a sloth for a day? Move around all kinds of slow. And
I don't know what you're
Not
talking
worry
about. I have
about
no idea.
anything.
I don't know what that's about. Yeah, it would be nice, but
Yeah.
no, I don't. That's not
well,
my...
I have a cat rescue story here.
Okay, go ahead.
It appears the tall tale that all cats have 9 lives may be true for a California Maine Coon named Aggie. Now, the beloved feline was feared dead for 2 months after the Palisades wildfire in Los Angeles left her family home in ashes, but her owner, 82-year-old Catherine Kiefer, held out some hope. Over the weekend, Kiefer got a call from the West Los Angeles Animal Shelter. Her daughter, Carolyn Kiefer, shared their reunion Saturday in a TikTok video that quickly garnered more than 1 million likes. It shows tears pouring from Catherine Kiefer's face as Aggie curled up in her arms. She was very much worried that she was going to wake up and discover it had been a dream. That's what she said. And Kiefer was at a medical appointment the day the fire engulfed her neighborhood, and her children couldn't find Aggie, who was prone to hiding, when they tried to rescue her. Now, one thing my mom asked was, "Did you get Aggie?" Carolyn recalls. Many pet owners struggled to reach their domesticated animals during the frantic rush to evacuate from the Palisades wildfire in January. I'm going back to my Nara's roots now. Aggie, who is about 5 years old, was gifted to Catherine Kiefer by a friend during the COVID-19 pandemic. Social media users have been so touched by the pair's reunion video that many have been asking for daily updates. The family $30,000 GoFundMe campaign for Aggie's vet bills had topped $21,000 by Tuesday afternoon. The cat has undergone several blood transfusions and is now seeing a specialist. She was basically skin and bone and in a state of absolute starvation. The family will officially be reunited with Aggie when she is released from the hospital on Thursday. Kiefer said she's anxiously waiting, and she has a message for other pet owners. Don't underestimate cats. Okay, so there you go. Happy. Maine Coons are, they're so beautiful. All right. We've got a caller. Good morning. You're on the Call Flow Show.
Oh my gosh, good morning, people.
Yeah, hi.
Little leprechauns.
Always after me Lucky Charms.
He's after his Cheerios right now, but
Cheerios.
I guess.
There's some on the floor, according to Noah.
I wonder if
my
the one is
goodness.
still under. No,
No, I think I grabbed it.
Oh, you grabbed that one. Okay.
That's
How are
funny.
you? How are you doing?
Fine, thank you.
Good.
Fine. Uh-huh.
You have any plans
Yeah.
for St. Patrick's Day?
No, I think I'm going to take advantage of the weather on Saturday. Mm-hmm. And seems like it'll be rain out on Sunday.
Yeah.
But yeah. Mm-hmm. Yes. I don't know. Oh, as you guys float around town, do you go out and get beers? Do you get some of the saloons I go to? They I asked if they know how to pour a black and tan, and they're like, "Oh, I've never done it," or one said the management doesn't allow me to do that.
What is that?
It's like an ale, and I believe it's a stout. And you spoon one over the other. You spoon I think you spoon the stout in second because it's a little lighter.
Oh,
It
okay.
floats
Black and tan. Okay.
Yeah, and so when you look at it, it's actually the beer actually has 2 layers,
Oh, okay.
and it's,
Interesting.
it gives you a mix of both. Yes.
Well, I'm not a beer drinker, but
So-
sounds interesting.
It is decent. Yes. If
Maybe
you
that
can,
guy from Bar
yeah.
Rescue needs to come out here and fix some of these places so they'll do drinks like that.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
Who knows?
So
Who knows?
I don't know.
You're going to have a green beer somewhere on St. Patty's Day?
No, I no. As odd as it sounds, I'm not into the because they say it's just the dye, but
Yeah.
what if it's something similar to red dye or?
Yeah, could
I
be.
think all that stuff has been banned, but what if it's just something that is
Not good for you.
yeah. Well, I guess if it's not good for you, you really don't even notice. How much do we put in our bodies? And
Yellow dye, number 5 in the Twinkie.
I know.
Oh, boy. Oh, gosh. The Twinkies have gotten a bad reputation here. Yellow dye, number 5.
I don't mean dye like dead. I mean the dye.
Yeah. That makes the Twinkies
Yes.
Oh.
yellow.
Yes.
And that greasy, sugary filling.
Does grenadine do anything other than color up alcohol, or does it just make it kind of look reddish, or does it add flavor, or what?
I have no
don't-
idea.
I don't
Isn't grenadine on the sweet side?
Yes.
It could be,
Don't,
yeah.
don't they use it for pickling? I'm actually pickling this morning.
Oh, you are? Well,
You're
good.
pickled this morning? Oh, you mean you're actually pickling? Okay.
Yeah, yeah. We overbought asparagus and cauliflower, so I'm experimenting with them.
Oh, okay.
Never.
Sounds good. Let us know how that turns out because we've got to go.
Oh man!
I know it's called a
Chewing
little
the-
late.
Went like
I
that.
know. It
I
just went by so
know.
fast.
I keep giving people opportunities.
Oh,
so-
well. Listen,
Okay.
you call back on Monday and tell us how your experiment went, okay?
I will.
All
Yeah.
right.
Thank you.
Okay. Take
All
care.
right.
Have a good one. All right. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.
All right. We're done for today.
Okay.
It
Went
was
by quick.
It was fun. All right. Everybody have a great day. Thanks so much for listening. We've got music coming up after the news and weather.